Game of the week.
The game of the week is going to be Red Bank Catholic versus Tom River North.
Is it time for a public school to take down one of the big
Not
wigs?
at all. I don't see it happening. Tom River North didn't beat Donovan Catholic. Do I need to remind you?
Neither did Red Bank Catholic.
So, did they play?
That's my point exactly. Like, you acting like they had a common opponent.
Keep it a buck. We here in the studio.
A lot of these offers don't be that real, so it's not committable.
That feel like when everybody's getting their turn and it's not yours.
Two times.
Godfather, New Jersey.
Powerful man. I ain't gonna brag, but that's what they said. I ain't say that.
Back at it, man. Back at it.
Oh, yes.
Long week of football, man. Had some real good games. The main event lived up to what we thought it'd be. The undercard was even better. You know, it was a 1-point game between PC and St. Peter's Prep. You know, we got to see Shabazz.
No, we had a bye.
Y'all had a bye?
Come on now, don't make it a bye.
I didn't mean to say Shabazz. I meant to say, what's the other one?
Weekway?
Yeah, we got...
Bring it back.
We got to see Weekway, you know, finally give up a point or two. But you know, still coming out shining.
Dominant. Yep.
Yeah, dominant, man. There's a lot of, it was an emotional week too, but I'll say that I think New Jersey, I'm not gonna say New Jersey because I know a lot of the country tuned in on these live streams. So much so the stream was slowed up on NJ.com. Y'all need to fix that, get some bigger servers. Keep it a buck, ask for that. Respectfully. Yeah, man. So it was some good games. Like I said, Weekway gave up, you know, finally gave up a point or two this week. Yeah. You know, I could say
Montclair Road, West Orange, one big shout out to my guy Miles Sneed, doing his thing. It's senior year, man, and just seeing him dominate like that. Shout out to Miles Sneed, a big underdog. For me, that's it for the Publix. I didn't want to, go too deep. A lot of people had buys. I just want to touch on something briefly so I don't forget, man. I got a chance to watch a little bit of the Rutgers versus Michigan State, you know what I'm saying? And to see Bergen and Shaquan Loyal, going back and forth, chatting back and forth, and then to see Kyle Manunga, and, it was like it was love, man. But to see the Brick City on Brick City.
You went?
Nah, I didn't. Definitely, I was playing at a game, but it was good to watch it. I came back and just watched the whole game, so it was good. Shout out to Rutgers, man.
I hate that I missed it. I heard it was a great. I think a high school game was on at the same time, and I was tuned. I think.
Bosco. I think Bosco and
Seton Hall
Park. Yeah, because
I was locked in. Yeah. So that was, I had to do my due diligence with that.
Yeah.
So nothing exciting.
Nah, Shabazz was off. Had an off week. So
who y'all open up with next week?
Glenbridge. Yeah. Must
Didn't y'all play them?
Nah. It's coming up soon.
Who's the team that told you go get more?
That's how Cedar Grove.
Okay, all right, because they close. Them two towns is close as hell.
Cedar Grove.
Nah, I copied that. I took that from.
Yeah, we gonna see them soon.
More transfers.
More transfers.
Yeah.
They played someone this week.
Caldwell keep their streak alive.
Oh yeah, they played
off.
Supposed to be good too.
Yeah, shout out to Caldwell, knocking everybody off. But
they still won. But I heard that Cedar.
Yeah, but they don't step out the box though.
I heard Cedar Grove did like 40 out of 68. The quarterback threw 40 to 68.
Wow, he nice though. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they lost.
Cedar Grove?
Yeah, Cedar Grove kid is good.
Quarterback is throwing like that?
That's what they say.
He a big dude too. He run too. And he run.
Oh man. See, some of these games I'll be really wanting to go see, man. So you already got me down for wanting to go see Weekway Shabazz, but I was told by OG Quan, stay away from there.
No, you good.
Yeah,
you
he
good.
said I was not good. He said,
Nah.
He said, I'm gonna give it to you like they said it. He said, yo, Len, that game is right after Thanksgiving dinner, right before. He said, it's bad when they ain't drunk. You didn't eat, you didn't got drunk. He said, man, stay about it.
That's a stigma. Don't do that. It's more love. Like, it's more love, right? You can see the old tradition and so. It's nobody going to come through and mess that up. You know how many OGs is a part of that. They don't. Nobody does anything on Thanksgiving. Not at the Soul Bowl.
I will say typically it's okay. I mean, it's
It's
gonna be 7
beautiful.
o'clock at night this time,
Beautiful.
but it's usually really. I
Beautiful.
remember
Everybody's there.
being
The
in high
mayor, like, come on, dog. This
Yeah.
is great. Like, it's like Bosco Bergen, like in the hood, dog. Like
In the hood.
yeah,
But
this
in
is
the
in the hood.
That's
It's love.
That's what
It's love. Hey,
Okay, love.
we all got to come from somewhere.
Nah, I respect it. I'm just saying, you know,
It's love. It's love in North, dog.
That's
I'm
what's up.
telling you. Yeah.
That's what's up. Old Tappin and Ramapo, that was a big one this week too.
Ramapo knocked him off.
Yeah, 31-24.
Yeah.
So
Ramapo's
shout out to
that
Shout out
program is stayed afloat.
it's always
yeah.
it's been like that
Like,
for a long
yeah.
time. Like you seen this, Wayne Hills had a very long run.
Yeah.
Ramapo used to compete then,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then it was like it shifted over for a second. You know, Old Tapan had a small time when
A little bit, yeah.
You know, the
little bit. The brothers.
Yeah, the brothers was coming through there. Then you had Northern Highlands go through a run.
Ridgewood.
Ridgewood went.
Yeah.
But Ramapo's consistently been, you know, and this goes back to when Toll was at Ramapo. We're
Yeah.
talking about the
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
So they turned out some pretty good talent. I mean, actually, Gooster's younger brother,
Right.
Gooster from
Yeah.
St. Joe's, his younger brother is the quarterback.
Yeah.
Which is like, I always respected. I'm not even gonna say wondered, but I respected how his father positions his kids to be successful, right? Because if Grusa was still at Ramapo, younger bro would have to wait, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna put you here, you gonna play there. Then we had the older brother that was at
brother,
Bergen,
yeah.
left Bergen,
Yeah.
went to Ramapo. But
And
when
then
he was at Bergen,
he
one was at the ball. Like,
right.
it ain't like, oh, it's his family tradition. We all go here. Like, nah, we go where y'all gonna get on that stage and play. So
Wow.
shout out to the Goosers on
Shout
that.
out to them.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know.
Family of quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
What we got, sis? Talk to us.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Bosco and Seton Hall prep since that's what was going on during the Rutgers Michigan game. So go ahead.
We're gonna let you kick it off.
All
Like,
right,
you know,
so
tell us.
All right,
get
so
into it.
Bosco won 21-7. The quarterback Sisler, he went 8 for 13, 128 yards with 2 touchdowns. Logan Bush had 21 carries for 107 yards, and then Seton Hall, you know, they did what they could do.
What was that?
You watched it, so
Yeah,
how
I did.
was it?
Hold on. I want to toss it. Who you had?
I had a Bosco.
No, you did.
Tell me what-
Bro.
I had Bosco.
Nah, you didn't, bro.
I had Bosco. Y'all messed
It's
me
right
up.
here.
You had the
That's you.
Pirates.
I did.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did. Rewind it back.
If it was at Seton Hall, I'm going with the Pirates at Seton Hall.
Okay, so it's at home game. It's at Seton Hall.
I'm going with the Hall.
Saturday.
Oh, all right, well, okay, let's see.
You know, now I'm gonna tell y'all I was happy to get that, and I'm
You
gonna tell
said
you
it.
why.
You remember him
because
saying that?
last year this brother couldn't miss.
He said it was
couldn't
Pat.
miss.
He said, "I'm glad you took him because you was batting 1,000."
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
They was playing at home?
Yeah, they
See,
played at Seton Hall.
Oh, yeah, I want to see him home. Damn, man, Fitz, I seen you too at the game. Shout out to Fitz, man. Real quick, it was a 14U game going on. Silk City versus Matawan, and Fitzgerald was in the middle of Patterson, Seton Hall stuff down. I don't see nobody else, but I see him. I'm like, who you looking for? He said all of them.
It was the rain too. It was raining. out
Yeah.
there this weekend. All right.
Shout out to Fitz, man.
All right, so
But yeah. So I chose. I went with you, boss. I went with Seton Hall, and we took a little spill.
So what I saw is that game was heavily affected by weather, right? And while as I watched that game, I understood why Bergen and Joes had pushed their game back.
Yeah.
So the game kicks off right off the rip with Bosco kicking off the Seton Hall prep. Seton Hall prep, I don't know if it was on the kick return. Yeah, I believe on the kick return they fumbled, but they fumbled out of bounds. Then they got the ball and they fumbled. Bosco got it in their territory, went down, scored. That was 7. That score pretty much stayed 7-0, I believe, all the way going into halftime. And in that time, Seton Hall prep fumbled the ball at least 4 or 5 times. Bosco didn't have many fumbles. Second half comes out, Bosco was fumbling the ball. Like, that ball was so wet and hard to hold on to. It definitely was affecting the game. We witnessed, at one point I witnessed Bosco had a freshman quarterback in with a sophomore tailback. This is in the middle of the game, clutch game. they're playing like that. Seton Hall Prep. Liam must have got injured. He out. They switching with Caden and the sophomore kid, and I'm watching and I'm like, yo, this is crazy to kind of be witnessing this because you're watching now. This is the game where I feel like the younger McLean might have came to life in this game.
What?
Yeah, he made a lot of tackles. He was in on a lot.
KJ?
Yeah, he was in on.
Welcome to the party, KJ.
KJ.
That's my boy right
that
there.
type of game, you know.
Wow.
And his name was called, you know, a lot in that. You had to come up and they would smash mouth football, and there was some passing. Like
he young.
They played.
He young. 14 years old.
Yeah, you watch that, and it was like the youth movement. You watching Makai Allen, you watching the young McLean.
How did Makai do?
So again, it was some passing, but not, you know, it was pouring. So a lot of it kept on the ground. Liam ran with his legs a lot of time. He had got injured. The younger guys came in. It was just a real sloppy game.
I know what I played in it.
Yeah, real sloppy game. And I believe the game score ended up 21-7.
21-7.
So what happened was Seton Hall Prep actually came back to score. So now it's 7-7. You know. And actually had an opportunity to go up 14-7. Of course, they didn't cash in on the opportunity they got. Bosco ended up getting the ball and they threw like a bomb or something down the seam. So it's 14-7. Seton Hall Prep got the ball and was marching. This is at the end of the game. They turned the ball over. Bosco gets the ball. Now remember, it's still 14-7. Seton Hall Prep defense holds up. They hold. It's fourth down. And it's definitely fourth and long. It's not fourth and close. It's fourth and long. It's like 2 minutes and change, or even less than 2 minutes left. Seton Hall Prep played for the sticks. So Bosco called timeout. They tried to draw him off sides. Seton Hall Prep didn't bite. Then they called timeout. And everyone assumed they was going to come back out and punt because you just got to play smart football. Pin them in. The defense been stellar all day. They come out and they don't even go for the first down. They went for the whole thing. And Seton Hall Prep, I think, expected them like everybody else expected them to try and get the first down. They literally threw a bomb. Cashed on the bomb, 21-7. That was ball game right there. Because now the game's out of reach. But Seton Hall Prep gets that ball. Uncle Mo was on their side. Momentum, crowd was in it, everything. And you just felt like, oh, they about to win this game. And it just didn't happen that way. So actually, that was a great game too. It says 21-7, but it was a closer 21 than you could ever imagine.
Gotcha. Where we at?
Okay, so we'll come back to the games for coming up next week. So next we have DePaul and Pope. So Pope John upset DePaul because we all took DePaul for the win.
Yeah.
Even you took the ball too?
Yeah.
I did. I did because I'm gonna say this. Shout out to Pope John. Shout out to Dom Gaston. Don't ever go against Dom Gaston. All right. So now I'm like, yo, you know, Talik was out, right? And this should show you
a big part of the rushing game.
This should show you how good this Pope John team is, right? They star guy is out. And everybody who stepped in and they knocked off the DePaul, you know what I'm saying? The Spartans of Wayne.
The 3 and 4 DePaul?
I mean, the guys that you supposed to go to their school.
What
right? I'm no disrespect. I'm saying it like, because they'll come down, burn down on the kid like you supposed to be there with us, right? And I've been saying this, you know, shout out to Pope John, and it came through. That class came through. Those kids that got that grit, it came through. Now it was your grit versus their grit, and that grit outdid it. I mean, with all the athletes, think about all the talent. Think about all the talent that DePaul have, especially on offense.
I'm not giving them no pass. I'm not giving them a pass. They're 3 and 4. And like Bill Parcells says, you are what your record says you are.
They beat St. Peter's.
St. Peter's is what, 1 in 5?
I'm saying, who else they beat? The Hudson Catholic?
Ooh, and they closed their doors. So DePaul Catholic, let's see.
They played them before. No, they didn't play them. They didn't play Hudson.
DePaul beat St. Peter's,
Ooh.
Paramus Catholic,
Did they win their
and Hudson. Yo, how that sneak on the radar?
Because of the athletes.
Is there no one else?
You right.
Because of the athletes.
Yo, we've been letting y'all get away for 6 weeks. Hold on, let's bring this back for the people. How Jada Kiss say? You know what I'm saying? He was like,
Yo, chill.
hold on.
Hey, shit, I ain't got that. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Let's
Cut
take
the-
that back. Hold on.
Cut the beat.
They went to St. Peter's. They beat St. Peter's, Paramus Catholic, and
Hudson
Hudson.
Catholic.
Oh, buddy.
Wow.
Y'all got Del Barton next.
Wow.
And Bosco.
Wow.
Yo. Whoa.
I'm gonna take another sip.
The transfer. You might have just jumped off of burning shit. So I had the analogy made to me. Nah. One of my St. Peter's people told me to break it down.
No.
And they said, the PC people was running around telling St. Peter's parents, you need to get off of that. It's a burning ship.
Yeah.
The St. Peter parent told me to tell the PC people that you jumped off a burning ship like the Titanic, but the lifeboat had holes in it. So you sank on that too. It looks like that's going on with DePaul too.
Yeah.
People jumped off their shit onto a boat with holes in it.
I could be
Yo,
stressful.
I'm mad. I feel like they stole from me. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Because I've never noticed this, and I'm running around and I'm waving the flag.
Yeah, it's the athletes. It's the athletes. It's the athletes.
Shout out to the athletes, my boy Sean Stewart over there. You're doing a great job.
Marlon
You're doing
Bright.
your thing. Derek Zammit, Dez,
Dez,
Nolan, Yaya. Yo, what the hell?
Quarterback. They got the QB. They got all the pieces, dog. They're gonna say otherwise, but I'm gonna say, what else do you need?
So
A
now,
safety.
no,
I mean, a quarterback.
that's the best. What Malcolm X said.
They got
like,
a quarterback that got.
A
He's
quarterback? I'm sorry, a quarterback. They got,
maybe that's-
Corey Davis. Like they got guys all over the place. You know what I'm saying? We've been had.
We've been
hoodwinked.
Yeah.
Like, hey, bamboozled. Yo, what the hell, Shabazz? Like, yo. And I don't even mean to ride out on them, but you normally don't sneak under my radar. They snuck that shit under the radar. Like, we dumps the diamond.
We was getting on prep for the longest.
Yo.
And they was running right next to him. Like
For real.
Doing a A now.
Actually, when we go back to, because we were trying to figure out like 6, 7, we even moved them up.
Bro,
because we was like, oh,
who they
went?
went? They beat PC when we moved them up. Yeah.
Yikes.
And that was 28-12. And now we understand what that really is.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A pumped up. Yeah.
Are you sure there's no one else in there that we're missing? Not one?
Bro, Hudson. That's what we missing.
So Hudson,
And,
so
and
the
Hudson was so
forfeit.
bad they closed their doors. Oh, that
They
wasn't
didn't
even a
play them.
physical
No, they
game.
did. They didn't
Okay.
play them. That's what I'm saying. Like, so you telling me they only won 2 physical games?
Yeah.
Oh, they stole
And
the
look-
church's money.
And look, yeah, and PC won one game in New Jersey. That was against Hudson Catholic. So they ain't beat nobody here, right? Yeah, that's true. And then shout out to Prep. You got your 28-27.
Yo, I'm amazed. Well, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone because right now I'm disrespecting people respectfully, and I'm because this not good. I mean,
Nah, you know, I'm the part of my family, man. Damn, hey, she, you my boy.
We love you, Sheed.
You gotta come in front of the congregation. You got to.
and I'm only gonna let you bring Sheed in front of the congregation because if you take the praise, then you gotta take the rest with it, right? We don't give none of this to Nikki, and you know what I'm saying. And
Nah, Nikki got to. Oh
no. Even though it's him.
Oh,
No. I'm gonna try to silence you before you do it.
okay.
Unfairly, Nikki is the head coach of that team, and we always shouting out Sheed when something great happens, right?
True.
So she gotta come to the congregation.
Oh, no,
when something bad happens. Let's just keep brother man out of this.
True. You're right.
I mean, and they scored. Let's see, they scoring. So does it mean that they're just not stopping? They scored 27. You scored 27.
You deserve to win.
Yeah.
And they was up late in the game.
You deserve to win. You scored 3 tutties. You gotta
Oh
do it.
wow.
I get that. Hey, so moving
All
on.
right, moving right along. We'll get to next week in a second. Now, to our undercard. This was a game. St. Peter's Prep versus Paramus Catholic.
Ooh, the Pride Bowl.
So hold on,
Pride
before
Bowl.
we go, because I know we had to talk TT. What you saw, what you think, give it to us.
It was a good game. It was a good game. It was interesting. I mean, Jalen Klein was running fine. You know, like so he had 165 yards, 28 carries.
Damn.
Xavier Williams had
Beautiful ball
150
game.
yards, 19
Ooh,
carries.
they went at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, Big
so
Cotty.
he had that 90 yard, that
Yeah,
90
yeah. And
yards.
everybody
So that
saying he
was,
wasn't fast. He couldn't be back.
Yeah, no. I mean,
he ran
I'm gonna
past.
tell you, I
Unless
love.
they speeded up the
I'm
video.
gonna tell you, I love them. But like I had to tell St. Peter's, they need to go look at the film
Because they didn't want to
two
tackle
kids-
nobody. No,
yes,
they just moved out of the
two-
way, right?
Two kids on that team
I said
treated
that.
like he had anthrax on him.
Word.
They didn't want to touch him.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about speed.
Okay.
They didn't want no smoke. So I said to myself, I said, did these kids play at Brick City and they know him? Because like it was almost like a fear thing.
It was a Brick City kid that
I
died?
don't know.
What number?
I'm not gonna do it. We know we don't do kids.
All right, my bad, my bad.
We
My
deal
bad.
with the coaches. We'll ride on the coaches.
No,
we
no,
don't
no,
do
no.
kids.
No,
But
no.
go look at the film when he broke. Two kids treated him like he had anthrax on his jersey. They did not want to touch him.
all I know, I went to go pick something up, or I walked away for 2 seconds, and then in the chat, 90 yard Xavier Williams. I'm like, what? I just walked away from the TV. So beautiful. It was beautiful.
okay,
also,
Big Body
I was
X.
going to get well soon to James Deli. He was having a crazy game for Paramus Catholic. He had a kick return, like a 90 yard kick return. Then he had like a bomb pass he caught that was called back. Then came back and caught another bomb for a touchdown. Before St. Peter's, he got injured. He injured his. I think he broke his tibia and fibula. Get well soon. And the crazy part about it is, this was homecoming night, and he was homecoming king. And I don't even think he was able to be there. So James Deli, man, get well soon, brother.
Get well soon.
But we're not about to stop riding on PC. So I said,
okay.
We'll see who we pick.
right.
Go ahead.
All right, so going to who we picked. Well, then.
I lost again. No, I think I might have went prep.
No, Lenny went prep.
I
So you. That's why you
I'm
was
the only one that took prep.
Yeah. Lenny the only one that took prep.
See, and that's why I'm mad at DePaul. Because I sniffed PC out, and I'm like, oh, I've been hedging my bets the wrong place. They not like that. Like, they can't beat nobody in New Jersey. So I knew Prep would get him. I actually thought Prep would get him by 2 touchdowns, but I think the coaching got too cute. So let me go to my moment in the game where you was way too cute. It's 4th and 1. He bring the young Bullock brother in, right? The other quarterback.
Oh, he came in the game?
Hold on. And 4th and 1. But they got Derek, the sophomore quarterback for them. He's in the game too. They motion the Bullock kid. Well, no, let me take that. They don't motion him. He thinks somebody's fool because Derek is looking at the sideline talking and he's walking by and they try to snap. And they got a legal motion penalty taking them out of scoring range. If they score that point, at that point, they go up 21 points. It's over for PC. Instead, turnover on downs, right up top, 14-21, ball game. Now we got a ball game. Kenyon Massey's feeling it. He activated. Xavier Williams activated. PC crowd, we homecoming night. We activated. And it's like, dude, you needed 1 yard. You bringing in 2 quarterbacks in a trick play for 1 yard? And Speedy has been averaging like 8 yards a clip.
They got to be in here, dog. It ain't in there. Sometimes they get the bubble guts when the game on like that.
You know, that was my pick. You know, I almost died at that point.
Yeah,
because I'm sitting there this time and I'm like, yo, I'm a genius. I told it was going to be 2 touchdowns. They squeak out of there by 1 point. Now, yeah, man. So the irony in this, though, right, is that game I knew meant something to St. Peter's because of the kids that left and went to Paramus Catholic. Kenyon, being a kid that left St. Peter's and was now at PC, he started grooving and eating. And you almost said, damn, the kid that transferred is about to put them under because he scored the touchdown that should have tied the game 28-28. And then he got cute. And then they got the penalty because he got cute. And they moved them back. And you missed the field goal. So the St. Peter's, people felt like that was the football gods. You know what I'm saying? And it delivered St. Peter's their first win, 28-27.
All right, congratulations, bro. Shout out to my boy Jaden Klein, Xavier Miles, and Hassan Moore. And
Hassan Moore, he had an interception.
He did.
Him and Kenyon was battling, matched up,
That's
team
good.
tight thing, you know.
How did my guy Hunter Watson do? Hunter Watson, sophomore sensation.
I don't have stats on Hunter, and I don't remember. He could have been in, but
They ain't fourth quarter him again, did they?
well, I mean, it was
They
27,
didn't even do that.
28. So
They what?
I don't remember. He could have been in the game, but I didn't see anything go. I don't know if he got any targets.
That's them getting cute again. Hunter Watson use a dog, and that's all I'm gonna tell you.
But it looks like they actually went with. Let's see. They did. We said they need to go with
Hunter Watson
They was
is
running
a dog.
Speedy a lot.
Cool.
I mean,
So why
Taco Bell did
have that
him
option with that kid in the game? Have him with the option with that kid in the game.
That was a really good undercard. It was entertaining. Again, I'm thinking, 28-28, tied game. And then
I think I put in the chat. I said it's 28-28.
Said no. Somebody told me.
Yeah, somebody said nah.
For spinning the ball, but I thought they let people get. Come on, man, don't do that.
So I mean, sometimes, and that's my problem. I'm gonna be honest. Like
They let
the
it.
refs still in the game. Nobody paid to see y'all, bro.
Yeah,
Nobody
bro.
paid to see y'all. You got two evenly matched teams playing. Let the game play. You know what I'm
You
saying?
gonna
Like,
end it on some because he's
yeah, come on. A ref should never be the star of a game. But whatever.
They do this all day.
Yeah.
Ain't none of that. Like
right. So I was trying to understand what the penalty was, and like what is specifically.
why they
I
didn't
seen
do
it
that on the
after.
kickoff?
Like,
But I also thought
I thought they take it on the kickoff or
no,
somebody.
I think Prep had the
you
option.
said they had the option, and they said they declined it, and they wanted it on the kick,
Yeah, smart. It worked out.
and it worked in their advantage.
That's the smartest thing they ever done in the last 3 years.
So do we think that maybe the kicker should have been able to make it? How many yards is that?
I mean, they don't have a kicker from Pope. You know what I'm saying? They don't have
I only
my
see
man
two
Jack.
kickers kicking.
And somebody else, the other kid dropped the 50
Del
ball.
Barton.
The-
Pope.
Oh,
And there's
somebody else
There's
recently.
another public. Yeah, there's
I seen it.
I seen it recently.
He dropped the 50 ball.
50, yeah, I wrote it down.
But Jack Nellen dropped the 52 or so.
Who's that?
That's our guy from Pope. So he got the state longest one this year.
Okay, shout out to Jack. All right, so we're gonna move right along to our main event.
Let's get it.
All right, so Bergen and Joe's.
We should have been. We should have just
Can I set this off and pass it around?
talk
So
about
Bergen and Joe's.
Yeah.
This was the game that honestly,
it.
most people didn't know. A lot of people didn't know because some idiots had, Bosco at number 2 to start the season and all that. But those of us in the know that know the kids, we knew that it was going to come down to Bergen and Joe's, and this game was going to mean something.
Yeah.
We anticipated this game, and then we had to wait because of the weather,
Yeah.
which made it better because now I didn't have to spend my Saturday choosing which college game, and so I was kind of good with this is the only show in town this week. You know what I'm saying? Sorry to the youth football teams if y'all had something going, but high school, everybody's hit, right? You know what I'm saying? To me, I looked into this game a lot, man, and it there was a lot of things at play, right? You had one of, if not the best, we're gonna say pound for pound, because you do got a team like Weekway out there that's been holding people to 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna use pound for pound because that's within their class, right? Pound for pound, Bergen probably has the best defense in North Jersey against pound for pound. Pound for pound. I know Weekway's averaging like 50 something.
No,
so
right.
Pound for pound, that's in their class. Joe's had the best offense. So I felt like something had to give because Joe's defense was as impressive as Bergen's offense. I'll let y'all decide what that means, right? A lot of people didn't understand that. They felt Joe's had a bad defense. And they felt
This game or just
no,
period?
Period.
Okay.
And that Bergen is averaging 30 point something, so this was going to be a blowout, Pound Town. I mean, I heard shout out to Big Mercer. I mean, he sat by 35. They was going to beat him. OG Quan said it was going to be 34-17. So a lot of people, but I knew this was going to be a ball game. Why? Because the numbers said so.
Yeah.
So some of y'all get mad at my predictions, who I think's gonna do what. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the numbers, because all I do is look at the numbers and formulate opinion based on the numbers. I don't have a kid that I like or don't like. I don't have a team. I'm not a coach. I'm not nothing like that. It's strictly numbers based. After we pass the mic around, I'll break down what the numbers said, right? And then break down the phenomenons that broke the numbers for both teams, right? So I know you got a lot you want to give for your
Why don't
chest.
you just break your numbers
We're
down?
gonna go with you, and then I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Oh, okay. Thank y'all. Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, I chose Bergen. I felt that the defensive line up front, the up front part was going to be a little bit too much, and it showed. The up front helps the DBs. They do have good DBs. They felt like they had the best defensive back group. Shout out to Jordan Thomas. Welcome to the party. He had to pick that game. Shout out to Kai Sanders, somebody that we said we didn't have to prepare for. They didn't have to prepare for.
I want to say, I don't think
Oh,
he said.
Don't interrupt the man. Don't interrupt the man. Let
You
him
gotta quote it the right way. I don't think they said that.
This is what he does.
I know, I gotta quote it the right way because we didn't say that you don't have to prepare for college, but you have to account for Quincy. And if you had to pick one person, it was like, okay, what's going to be a challenge?
I just thought it was my turn.
It is your turn, but I want to make sure while you're saying whatever you're saying that you're saying.
You can adjust it when you talk.
Okay,
You
go ahead.
Yeah. My bad. Let me be wrong. All right. So my bad. So I understand what you were talking about as far as Quincy. You know what I mean? Do I agree? Yeah. You know, sometimes I think, shout out to Keep It a Buck, because we also like a motivation to a lot of the people that's going on out here. So people could look at this and say, had we not said what we said, right? It could have been that way, right? But being that we said that, someone's like, oh, let me play a little tighter on Quincy. Then here come Kai Jaroni. But for me, I could be biased a little bit. I just felt like what I saw Kai do that weekend, well, which is Sunday, is running between the tackles like that. And to see him do that, go downhill right at it, I was like, whoa, he is electrifying right now. 170 yards.
168.
168 yards rushing. On the other side, shout out to Train, running like a grown man. Shout out to Jameer Joseph, had a hell of a day with guarding Quincy. I don't know what Quincy numbers were, but I know Quincy could easily go for a 4-banger, 3-banger, and it'd be ugly. But I mean, I obviously look, Joe's could easily be number 1 team in the state, right? Bergen, it's just all in. That's the cream of the crop right there. It don't get no better than them 2 schools. And like y'all said, it showed, but I just feel like Bergen had a little bit too much. Now, playing them for a round 2, that's anybody ball game right there. You know what I mean? Because Joe's have something to now even prove more. Like, all right, they saying this, saying that, or big body, but it look like I'm towards Bergen by far. I know y'all know that I'm just not like a Bergen guy like that. No shade to Bergen. Shout out to Bergen. Shout out to Vito. Shout out to the staff and everything. But by far, I'm not your Bergen kind of guy like that, right? But I do support the kids. How was Mujahid and Brandon and anybody else? Did they get a chance to showcase?
They were there, but you know.
Got you. And now I got to do my checker. How my boy do? How Makai Rosenall?
I mean, he was there.
How Nate do?
Nate was still unguardable. You ready for me to talk now?
I go. Go ahead. All right. Because you're going to tell me how I go. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? So, here's the thing.
And for the people, I ain't get a chance to see the game entirely like y'all did.
Okay. So what did you say? You said Bergen had too much.
Bergen had too much up front. And then
up front.
I said
not as a whole. I thought I heard you say Bergen had too much.
No. When they rewind it, I said Bergen has too much up front.
Okay.
Where would allow the DBs, would allow everybody else to play.
Right. You said that first, and then you came back around and said Bergen had, like, altogether, Bergen had
to beat them.
Right. And you said Bergen has too much for Joe's. That's how they beat them. Not up front. You came back around and said they had too much. And so I don't think that's what happened. If you were watching the game, Bergen didn't have too much to beat them. I still stand on it. Joe's is the better team.
Gotcha.
All around. Ooh. When you talk about all around team,
you obviously can't say that because they just.
Okay.
I didn't watch the game, but just going off the score, they can't be the better team.
They are. Just let me tell you how.
Bergen was the better team that day.
That day, That day, we won't. I won't go there. I won't go there. But what I will say, and if you look yourself in the mirror, Joe's was the better team. They didn't play a perfect game, but they were the better team all around. And everybody there has to look around and say, okay, yes, there could have been some better. They could have did some better things, or they could have corrected some mistakes. But they are, and they will show that they're the better team.
Was y'all around when Miss Jones was dancing like that?
Yeah,
crazy?
I didn't know it was her, but I did see her.
Wow,
Yeah,
she was dancing like she was at a Knicks game. Off the Quan Lemon drops.
I will say this also. Speaking of the game, it was quiet. The atmosphere didn't give me Bergen as it did in 2021.
Okay.
It was a different. I guess maybe that's two classes that would have graduated, so the fans might be different, but. On the Bergen side that year, it was like you couldn't hear, you couldn't focus.
Gotcha.
It was a little more subtle at that, and it could have been because it started off and they were losing. First half, Kaj did an amazing job all around. When you think of the whole game, he did an amazing job. MVP. But first half, it wasn't nothing really moving. Mm-hmm. It wasn't moving. And then, I don't know what happened when he went in the locker room. They got that talk. They got it together. And then he did. It was like one drive where Kaj just was like unstoppable. Yeah. I will say it. Like that drive, he had to have, I wish I could know exactly how many yards. 80 yards.
On one drive?
That's half of what he had the whole game. Yeah. And majority of what he had to come from second half. Because again, in the first half, there was nothing really, it wasn't really happening like that. So... Again, I will say that I'm standing by it. Hopefully, we'll see it again. And
God willing. God willing.
Yep. God willing. We'll see it again. And I like I said, I stand by Joe's being a Bill Barberi had 11 tackles. Get well soon. He had one interception. He is hurt, and we're sending prayers for speedy healing, speedy recovering for you.
Yeah, get well soon, champ.
He was a key portion of Joe's defense to me. They all around played a really a good game.
Both teams did.
Can somebody tell me about that matchup though? Jameer Joseph versus Quincy Porter.
Well, Quincy Porter had 63 yards.
Okay.
And I believe one touchdown.
No
touchdown.
No touchdown.
No tutty.
Oh, okay. So.
Yeah.
That answers your question.
And he traveled with Louis luggage, right?
I mean, I'm gonna wait till my turn to talk. Y'all go. I'm gonna try to go.
No, he still traveled. I mean, he just probably ain't going for the. It was a college kind of day, huh?
I mean, that's what I told you. That drive kind of brought the beat back, and with other things going on within it.
They probably was preparing for Quincy a lot, and then.
Nah, they were
number one.
I think they held it down. They really held it down all the way through. There was.
What about the young boy, Kane?
No,
he scored 2 tutties.
Yeah. Okay. So what happens is, and then so you kind of brought it up.
Go ahead.
Right. So what happens is, right, you get down the field, however you get down the field, whether it's rushing or passing, and then you get to the 5-yard line, the 1-yard line, and you score. So yeah, you get 2 touchdowns.
Is that easy?
That's what happens. That's what happened on the Joe side. So we want to go there because I know everybody wants to go there, right? The DBs capitalize off of a lot of that, right? There's the DB talk. Who was
doing the scoring?
You got the wide receiver core, the best wide receiver core.
The scoring for Bergen was done by Anthony Perotti. Shout out to you.
Who that?
All right, welcome to the party.
Wide receiver for Bergen.
What number?
He's number 2. Anthony Perotti. No, he's been welcome to the party.
Oh, okay.
He sold out Red Bank. He's the beneficiary a lot of times of Quincy being on the other side. So Anthony Perotti had 1 touchdown. Luke Katia had an ill touchdown in the corner of the end zone where that's probably what you see on Sports Zone where he jumped over another kid and caught that, right?
That was Naeem Parrish.
That was not Naeem Parrish. That was not
the one that
14?
It was Luke Katia.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Naeem is number 5.
Oh.
So Luke
Katia had said they had it all mixed up, but they didn't know who it was.
Announcers don't listen to announcers. Okay, and then you had Dante Kane had the goal line touchdown, and then Kaj broke a touchdown for like 30 yards. Those are the 4 scores. All right, are we clear on that?
Okay,
those are the 4 scores. All right. So we're gonna bring this back, right?
Let's go.
Now what'd you say about I said with Koch?
That we didn't have to. Well, it was on the show.
We didn't have to count.
We didn't have to really. We wouldn't. I wouldn't say we had to somebody that we had to more prepare for. Other. I mean, he's not somebody that not he. It's something in that avenue where it was like he's not someone we had to prepare.
The key to the game.
Yeah.
The keys to the win. The keys to winning the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's put it, right?
the question was, what challenges will Bergen hold for Joe's?
And I
you
said-
said Koch Sanders.
Yeah.
And then
I said that's not a key to the game, right? So, again, as I stated before, everything I say is numbers based. It's numbers based. You can put whoever's face to it you want, and then if it doesn't work in their favor, they can get insulted, right? Because based on the numbers, Bergen averaged 144 yards rushing per game between 4 running backs.
Yeah.
They average
week before
144
that.
yards per game. No, for the season.
Okay.
They average 144 yards, right?
Got you.
Their passing game averages 188 yards per game. So what would you say is their strength? Based on those numbers.
Yeah.
No, I want to hear you say it.
Okay.
No, I want to hear you say
wanna
what's
hear me
their
say
strength
it?
based on those
I
numbers.
have repeat that again so I can get
They
my
average 144 rushing per game and 188 passing per game. What are their strengths?
passing.
Okay, so that's not a knock on Kaj, Dante Kane, and Mujahid
Mujahid.
Russell, or none of them. But when we're talking about a key to a game, you look at the stats, you say, what do they do great?
Gotcha.
And that's what we want to take away. Then you have outliers at times, right? Because now what you have was, I said that was the key to stopping Bergen. If they average more passing than they do running, we got a 6-game sample size.
Yeah.
So we now know this is their strength. This is where they make their money.
Gotcha.
At this point, they had no runs of bigger than 50 yards.
Got you.
So their strength is passing, right? That's not, you can put whoever face you want to put on that.
Yeah.
You can put whoever's face you want to put on that. But people take it personal because they play that position. Your team is undefeated. You do what your team asked you to do. You know what I'm saying? They are a passing team according to the numbers. Saturday they come out. Their rushing stats are 208 yards. Who the hell is going to be able to tell you going to put up 208 from your season average, which is 144? And now your passing yards is 133. So the numbers showed Saturday that rushing was your thing. Rushing was your thing, right? So now you can say, oh, you're praising somebody. No, I'm not praising anybody. This is what the numbers said. The numbers said the running game was the key to this game for Bergen. The numbers said that. Now you want to put a face to that? Oh, shit. Excuse my language. Kaj had 168 yards. He had his best rushing performance. And that's what won the game, right? But people taking it personal when we're talking about a numbers game. Because on the flip side of that, Joe's averaged 237 rushing yards per game.
What they get on that?
Against Bergen this week, they averaged, Joe's averaged 237 per game. Against Bergen, they had 143.
What
143.
What train have?
101.
101. So they had 143 this week.
Foster.
Joe's average is 237 yards passing. So let me just give you these numbers, right? Because you also said that he said all these good things about Joe's, then chose Bergen. The numbers said what I said. Bergen averages 144 rushing. Joe's average is 228. Bergen averages 188 passing. Joe's average is 237.
So
I didn't disrespect the teams. I
Gotcha.
read the numbers, and based on the numbers, Joe's are going to be dominant in these categories. So they said, well, damn, how'd he pick Bergen? I just felt like Bergen was going to make one play or two that Joe's didn't make. I thought it was going to be in the special teams department. Actually, it turned out that it might have really been with the safety they took that I thought was going to break their back. But that's where I thought the win would be. I thought it would be a tight game, and the special teams play was going to put them over. But the numbers was going to remain true. I stayed on this show all the time. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Numbers stay consistent to who you are. You are what your record says, as you heard me say about the poll and the rest of those guys. You are what the numbers say you are. Every now and then you get an outlier.
yeah.
Saturday was that day.
Copy. That.
Okay? So what ended up happening was the regular go-to bread and butter, it just wasn't that day. It just wasn't that. And the senior Kaj had something on his chest that he had to get off. Also, we also got to give the other side to that. I don't want to take nothing away. I don't want to give too much to Bergen and take nothing away from Joe. I spoke to OG Quan, and we went back and forth today. We're probably going to read some of the messages because both communities are saying the same thing. Bergen is saying they didn't play a great game. Joe's is saying Bergen played their best game. We played like shit. That's what Joe's is saying. But Bergen community says the same thing, right? Joe's is saying Bergen got favorable calls.
So this
but
round,
Bergen got more.
I heard about that. They were talking about that.
But it's all about timing of it.
Timing.
You get what I'm saying? So this game, to me, I said to OG Quan, we're not going to talk about penalties because the second half, all of the damage was done with penalties in the first half. Right. The second half, they went in there, what was it, 7-7 when they came out the second half? That's everything even. And to me, they let them play at that point. You get what I'm saying? And even if there was penalties, Joe's had opportunities to win the game and they did it. That's the bottom line. But let's go back to this numbers thing. The numbers said that this was going to be a great game, and it ended up being a great game. And everything's let's go back. People had a problem with what I said about Nate. Ooh. And as I said, he's still out there catching passes right now if they don't blow the whistle. There's nothing you can do about it.
He's on guard.
Now, what I'm going to do now, because there's numbers and then there's eyes things that numbers doesn't show. I'm going to say that the Bergen defense of backs did a good job. And the reason, even though they gave up 250 yards passing, so the numbers say you didn't, but the reason why you did a good job is because those guys averaged touchdowns per games too. And they didn't get any touchdowns. So you helped your team in that fact, right? You know, you took them away from something that they normally have success with. Just like Joe's.
So basically, Nate is like he traveling now.
Nate does what
he got his own luggage. He bringing his luggage.
Yeah, and then nothing nobody can do about it. And I feel I'll tell you that every week. There's nothing you can. I told you that.
Yeah,
you had a chance to game plan for it, and you still can't do nothing about it. So whatever we said, we can that because again, the number said you couldn't do nothing about it.
I think it's 83.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
83.
See, because I got taken to trial all week, so now I gotta present my case, right?
I'm sure it's 83.
You know, so Nate Bailey receiving. Nate Bailey had 6 catches for 89 yards.
89.
6 for 89, right? There was some plays they called his knee on the ground, whatever. Long story short, you know what I'm saying? No matter who you put on him, that's what it's going to be. Like it or not, that's what it was, right? Quincy Porter and Jameer had a hell of a battle. I mean, it was physical. There was pass interferences thrown. There was roughing. There was pushing off on his end. Like, they went at it. You know what I'm saying? But it's the same thing with Bergen's defense. You kept him out the end zone. So, but, I mean, I think Quincy kind of did what he usually does aside from the touchdowns. You get what I'm saying? Bergen's D-line was just as effective as Joe's D-line. This is really a battle of, it was a push all across. If you look where Joe's ran into problems, is when their linebacker, Ricky Anastasi, went out. That drive, Kaj went for 80 yards down the field. Now, if you say, oh, it's just one kid, it don't matter, I will bring you back to probably why most people thought Joe's was going to get blown out. Because most people looked at the way they played St. Anthony's, a New York team, and said, oh, they ass. They play St. Anthony's like that. That kid is a big part of what they do. And he was in the hospital with pneumonia and COVID. He is that big to what they do. Soon as he went, you see floodgates open up. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
there was one play, and in that one play that he went out, it just
floodgates. Shout out to Spencer. He played a hell of a game. Shout out to, I don't even want to single one of the Bergen linebackers out because they all had to play a hell of a game. They were spread into space. They had the cover. They had the tackle. They made sacks. Kinsler was dominant on the D-line as well. There's a young boy, a sophomore, that actually played really well for Bergen too, and I'm so sorry that I don't know his name. But, you know, what I'm going to sit here and say is, like, I'm just tired of hearing the excuses from both sides.
I heard Jordan Thomas had some catches too.
I didn't see that. But we can look into that right now.
Ben Ferrara, he was all over Dom. Like, he...
Okay, no, that's not true. That's not true.
All right.
As far as Jordan Thomas, you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
On offense.
Okay.
On offense.
Yeah, Ben Farrar, shout out to you. You did a good
No,
job.
both guys. I mean, like
They-
both units, right? The D lines for both teams, they all came the ball, man. Matter of fact, both defenses, both offenses.
That's what it looked
was
like.
That
a
game-
real good game.
It was a
And
good
I don't
game.
want to hear about the penalties. I don't want to hear about none of that because everybody got something to cry about in that.
But I will say this. I do have to bring in about the penalties because when you have a number 1 and number 2 team, the game is supposed to be a good game. It's supposed to be a tight game. It's supposed to be within 5 points. Now you add the penalties and the big penalties at that, and now what happens? So it does make a slight difference, and it's back to what we talked
you're saying
about
those-
integrity. We just have to have integrity all across the board. That's why I said what I said. As far as everybody that was there know, and you can say whatever you want to say, but when you look in the mirror, like, okay, the ball is here, and the next thing you know, the ball is here. You won't bring the chains out on third down to check for fourth down, and you're not what you're doing. When do we do that? So that's when it makes a difference. And okay, on the second
Can
half,
I push back? We're gonna
go ahead.
Okay. Yes, those were big plays. I didn't go to the game. I watched on TV, so I had a bird eye view. Those were big plays. Even Dan Long said something about that. But the reality of it is, you still had an opportunity to win
Okay,
with 2 minutes left, right?
right. That's towards the end of the game.
Again, that was the first half.
Right, that was the first half. So you have that, but that's what I'm saying. It's important. It's still important to what happens. Whatever the call was.
Why is it important?
Because okay, let's go second half. Right, the call we talked about the onside, the catch, or whatever the rules are.
Let me address that for the people too, because this is a learning opportunity, and
For everybody.
there's a lot of people from Joe's, and rightfully so, that believe that Nate Bailey's
the onside
kick recovery, he was Joe's was cheated, right? And I can understand why they feel that way. Because honestly, looking where I looked, even Dan Long, everybody was questioning, what the hell was that? Like, how didn't they get it? I'm on national forums and everybody's like, I never saw anything like that. So let me explain in New Jersey what the rule is in New Jersey. It's called no more ricochet pop-up onside kicks. Official rule, right? The skinny. Continuing with the committee's efforts to minimize risk, a pop-up kickoff has been defined. A pop-up kick is a free kick in which the kicker drives the ball immediately to the ground. The ball strikes the ground once and goes into the air in the manner of a ball kicked directly off the tee. Such kicks will be penalized as dead ball free kick infractions. So, as I said, I can understand the St. Joe's community feeling like that because we've never actually seen that rule enforced. But that is a state rule. That is a state rule, and that was not cheating. So, again, that was the second half. Again, I said the first half, there was some things that didn't go you guys' way, that didn't go Joe's way. There was. But the second half, I feel like they did more of letting them play. Maybe that's because of the first half, right? You got to even that out. We all know how that goes.
They played like a number 1 and number 1 team. Honestly, they did. You can't be. Somebody got to lose.
Somebody
has to lose. They played that. I feel like it was a great game, but if you let them play fairly, I don't know what the outcome would have been. We could have said this could happen, that could happen. Somebody may say, "Oh, if this don't happen, this would happen." Could have, would have, should have.
What could have happened. You had an opportunity to win the game at the end. You had for an offense like yours, for an offense like St. Joe's, that moves the way it moves, everybody in the arena had to assume that
they was about to win.
Because me, I looked at it, I said, "Ooh, that was balls by Vito," and I got what he was thinking, right? So if you looked at the pace of the game, Jameer had a blocked punt to kick the game off, to put Joe's into scoring position, right? Then he had another one in which it was the roughing to the punter. But at that point, you got to think the punter is, 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage? So if you look at that, if I'm Vito, I'm saying, I'm backed into my own end zone. The snap is only going to be about 7 yards. They've been getting to these punts the whole game, and it's at least 15 yards back then.
Right.
Do I want him to block this kick, land on it in the end zone, and now they got 7? Or do I want to take the safety and go with what I believe is the best defense in the state
Vito did that.
and say, go win me that game? And yo,
That's
I
what
got
happens.
goosebumps. Hats off to him for believing in his crew like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm
That's
gonna
good
tell
coaching
you,
right there.
when I saw him do that, I said, "Oh, they're kicking from the ends." I said, "Yo, okay." So they had now it's a 2 point. You gave them 2, so I'm like, this is not even about tying anymore.
Yeah, it's about the win.
They're about to win this game. You got 2 minutes with this offense, but I guess Vito said no. They got 2 minutes with this defense. The rest is history.
I mean, like I said, it was a good game.
Good coaching right there.
Shout
man.
out to both
That's what
teams.
heavyweights do, man. Shout out to both teams. Looking forward to round
I'm
2.
looking forward to. I called them to be
Somebody,
the 2 teams that
somebody
will be
might
at
get upset
MetLife.
and may not even be there. Remember a couple years ago, it used to be like Joe's, Bergen, Bosco,
and remember,
all
all
them
those
had
games
all
used to
this.
be the overtime.
It's not
games
like
that-
that no more.
because there's no depth no more. There's no
Not
depth
like that
anymore.
no more.
Just spread
Because
it out
sophomores
somewhere.
now want to start play. They want to start. Back then, sophomores were waiting their turn to junior and senior year. Now every sophomore is looking for a team where he could play right away. So everybody's thin. The
So
depth is
you
not
think
there.
that's what St. Peter's is doing with Hunter?
What happened?
It's possible.
You said like sophomores
They
making no
sophomores,
way.
yeah, maybe.
Well, St. Peter's, that's always been the St. Peter's way for the most part.
They say that.
Everybody waits at St. Peter's.
No, Jalen Sanchez didn't wait. Sophomore receiver. You gotta think they pick and choose where they want to do it. But moving on, my bad.
Well,
So I just want to go back into the camera again to say I was not trying to play anybody's child when I said that they were not the focal point. I said that based on numbers, according to the numbers, in order for Joes to win this game, they must limit the pass game. And who was the biggest part of that passing game? Quincy Porter, right? Because at that point, you can also say I disrespect Lou Katina, I disrespect Anthony Perotti, I disrespect Naeem Parrish, I disrespect Jordan Thomas. These are all people that
No, we
contribute
said
to this.
we said that it's Quincy Porter, and then the rest of them is they
Yeah, so that's disrespectful to them because they contribute too, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking at it like I'm being disrespectful for calling out the numbers, who the numbers say you must stop. The numbers say you must stop the pass game, and then who has the biggest numbers in the pass game was Quincy. That's why I said that. Not because I coach Quincy and Pop Warner or none of that. I don't care about that. I'm just calling the
Nah, I got
numbers.
you, Coach.
So again, man, like, don't hate me, hate the numbers. And if you hate the numbers, change them. Right? And that's how we can start doing that. Because if you change the numbers, then I gotta call it like the numbers said. I'm not gonna disrespect any kids that represent the Keep It a Buck brand first and foremost. You get what I'm saying? Because at that point, then I would also have to say I disrespected training. Because I didn't mention the Joe's running game. And he turned out to be a big part of that. Right? And we know what that is with him. So if I'm disrespecting kids because I'm saying you don't have to stop that part of the game, then I disrespected everybody with the exception of 3 kids. So,
Now,
I mean, I
we
think
get it.
I
You
think
broke
we
it
can't be
down.
so sensitive no more. That's what I think.
Gotcha.
yeah, I think that
You broke it down fairly though.
yeah, we were just trying to say specifically what and who you got to account for, and if there was one person, not just.
Nah, I got
and
you.
both teams have.
We just
like we
saying,
said that
look,
we have.
sometimes
They
you
have a
read things
collective
wrong, you see
amount.
things wrong.
Yeah, it can all be, but. Guess we're getting into next week. Are we good? Are we wanting to? Did you want to?
Yeah.
We'll move on. All right. So let's stay there. Bergen is playing prep next week. I
Okay.
don't know exactly where, but
Good game. It's gonna be at Caven Point. It's hard.
Ooh,
It's hard.
upset.
It's hard to beat St. Peter's. Yo, St. Peter's Prep own Bergen Catholic at that Caven Point now. At that Caven Point now, and St. Peter's Prep on the road. Now if they come,
what?
they on. I mean, they want to know.
I'm sorry. You said they on a roll. They won one game. No disrespect to St. Peter's Prep.
Right.
That's not what I'm doing. But to use the word on a roll, they won one game.
So it's a start.
And you gonna say they're gonna beat Bergen?
Bergen's up next.
Oh, all right.
I didn't say. I didn't. I'm choosing
Oh, you
Bergen. But I'm saying it's hard to beat Bergen Catholic. It's hard to beat St. Peter's and Caven Point. St. Peter's Prep,
struggle. They
yeah, they
struggle with
play
St.
them
Peter's.
tough, and it's gonna be on a Friday night.
I don't think that. So what you gonna do? I'll wait till it's my turn.
I'm gonna be there for the tailgate.
So
Oh, I'm
What's
be
your-
playing my
who
own
you-
game.
who you-
I'm going with Bergen.
Hello?
too long.
I'm going with Bergen. I couldn't get it out. I'm going
Too long.
with Bergen Catholic.
You just said all of that to say you're going with Bergen.
Yeah, I ain't go with Prep not one time this year.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, they got the one.
I went with one.
They got the one.
They got
So
the
what you
one.
going? What you going to do?
Okay, so for me, I mean, obviously, I'm going with Bergen, right? But I'm gonna tell you why, according to what Nas is saying, it's gonna be difficult. Why I think that St. Peter's will struggle. I think St. Peter's will struggle because you got to cover on the outside again. You got to cover on the outside, and then yeah, I just think that on the outside is tough, bro. It's tough. So I'm just saying, like it's tough, man.
Bergen got a lot of weapons. It's either they're gonna have to be like I'm talking about offensively, right? Just going against Prep defense, right? But then when you flip it on the other side, that up front. Now I don't think that Prep up front can handle Bergen up front.
agree.
And shout out to Xavier Miles because I know he's gonna dog out and go crazy. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I need to see him go crazy. You see what I'm saying? They need that to.
I would love to see Xavier Miles and Elijah Kinsler head up. I would love to see that.
And then we get to see my man
Keep
Speedy.
it a buck, big boys. The keep it a buck, big boys.
Yeah. Speedy and Kaj.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to actually seeing Hassan Moore line up with Quincy Porter. I think
Oh
that.
wow, that's crazy.
I think that
Hassan go both ways.
Yeah, so I think that
But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, and I'm not disrespecting nobody. Like everybody know, I've always been singing Haas praise. Quincy Porter is 6'4".
it's true.
It's 6'4", and the thing is, you watch the Joes game. It just Jameer is long, but Quincy Porter used length. He pushes.
He does that.
So when you are sub 6 feet. And you see how Dom plays balls. Like you see the ball he caught with the placement on that. That's a tough order for a kid that's under 6 feet when you're dealing with Quincy Porter at 6'4".
Quincy Porter's
I'm
like
not disrespecting nobody. I'm just calling out.
Quincy Porter remind me of the kid from Patterson that played basketball. That went to the league. Slow-mo. What's his name? He played with the Spurs. Memphis.
Oh, Kyle Anderson.
Kyle Anderson. He's the Kyle Anderson of football. He's just so smooth and like boom. But you gotta look at Prep DB as a whole. None of them are over 6 feet.
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the matchup.
Now, I think if the refs let Haas play physical,
no, Haas a dog.
No, if they let him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you
where
that
they playing at Caven Point.
Yeah, he gonna.
And is that
he a
if they let
senior.
him
And he
play
a
physical,
senior.
that's
This his last game. At Caven Point, that went by
But then the flip
fast.
side, somebody got to guard Haas, right?
Oh, most
and that's
def.
what the thing that we saw this week.
Most def.
We did see
Most
Joe's
def.
250 passing.
Most
So,
def.
Right.
but you know what? Prep is got a young quarterback that's
Nah,
going
that
in.
line ain't gonna
And the
hold.
way I will
Bergen
say,
gonna
Elijah
ballistic,
Kinsler,
bro.
the way they was coming, they was
They fast. They gonna
yeah. I don't.
And you got to think
All right,
like
I'm gonna stop playing. With it. I'm just trying to make different stuff to make it interesting.
Like I'm going Bergen.
All right, what's the next one?
So next we have Bosco versus PC.
So Bosco just lost a player today.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
take
still
Bosco.
going Bosco.
Yeah, Bosco. Trista, what you doing?
I'm buying time right now to think. I'm going Bosco.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
Do we need to say why?
No.
All right.
Yo, it's crazy.
PC, I told y'all. No, I want to say this. I want to make my disclaimer out there.
I gotta say
I told
something.
y'all last week if you was gonna lose that game, that was it. And I'm sorry, but that's it. So I mean, this would be a game to go out and
You
PC,
and
go
Nas
ahead.
is disrespectful.
How?
Let's go. Y'all disrespecting Prep because I told y'all. I said if Prep had that schedule, Prep would have wins too.
That's true.
Y'all looked at Prep as a 0-6, 0-5, whatever they was. But Prep is better than the few teams that got some wins on their schedule here. You know what I'm saying? It's just that the one year that they should
Well,
have
DePaul beat
Snyder.
him. DePaul beat him. So they ain't better than DePaul.
You think DePaul beat them if they played again?
DePaul was
I
slick
do.
their boots.
I know. But I don't know. I think that Peters have also. How we get back on Peters?
No,
I feel like they've also kind of they're finding They're
Who they
finding it
are?
fine tuned,
Yeah,
right?
that's why
And
we
they're
just see if it's
trusting more in
Bergen.
Jalen
Yeah,
Klein,
yeah.
and that's working. They see, what they
Because
can
I'm
do
gonna
with
tell
the
you, I think Prep
quarterback.
got 2 wins in them.
They
I don't think this is it this
They will
week.
not be seen hall
I
prepping.
think
Stop
that's the
playing.
second one they
I
got.
was thinking that. I thought that too. I don't know. I know that. I know Fitz. I saw Fitz. Shout out to Fitz. The first thing I told him, I said, "You can't lose the prep." He's like, "I know."
Like,
He said, I know.
So it's like he can't really grab it yet, but he's like, "I know." So
yeah, I don't know. We don't know who's the next person up for Bosco as far as taking
it don't matter.
the cornerback wise. But I'm going Bosco.
Yeah.
All right. So then we have DePaul versus Del Barton.
Clock City.
Beautiful. This is the opportunity for DePaul to
Bruh.
do what OG Quan did. Said if you wrong, you got to get on the show and say you wrong. So I had to get on the show and say I was wrong. Koch stole the show. This is the opportunity for DePaul to have us come on here and say they ain't dumpster diving. They beat a real quality team.
diving.
And I think honestly, they could actually beat this team because they only got one common opponent, which was Malvern Prep.
How they say?
Last
You can't win. It's one of those.
Right.
Now, do I think DePaul could really run with the Dez, Del Barton running with the Dez?
Nah.
That's how I felt too with Pope John. That's how I felt too.
Well, DePaul controlled that game for all but 2 minutes.
And they the one.
get it, I know.
That's what. All right.
No, go. Let's tell the people. I get it, but tell the people.
So here come downtown pounding, right? And they're gonna control the clock. They're gonna do all that type of stuff.
And
I pray that because I like she my man. I pray that he can overcome this one. I pray. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta go with Del Barton.
Yeah.
DePaul ain't stopped nobody, and they ain't beat nobody. So damn.
oh,
So, what I will say
and
is
this
that
is a
Del
home
Barton-
game for Del Barton.
Oh,
So
this was Saturday at 1:00.
Yeah, this is down. This is
come
down
on.
in
So
Morristown.
They not losing that one. Sorry. Sorry.
yeah.
This
So
might- this
going
might be
into
homecoming.
coming
This might be homecoming.
coming into
They schedule
today-
you for their homecoming? Huh?
We might.
So this might be their get right game though. Their pride is hurt. Like you gotta make a statement right now. And some of them kids over there is proud kids. I know a lot. They've been winners all their life.
All their
right?
life.
Like that is composed of Silk City, Brick City, and
Yeah.
stragglers. But the majority have been.
Now they looking like Milk City. Straight up. So Milk City Spartans. Now when they hot, they hot. I give them their props. They're gonna have to stand and take these.
Going into this, I was going to Paul all the way. I really was. And then we did the breakdown of the schedule. And now,
Disgusting.
I was big to Paul, dog.
Yeah.
I've been bamboozled, swindled.
now,
Imagine how our partner Med Thomas feel. I mean, this guy was Paul. He made wow.
I really don't know. Here's the thing. They got Ryan Trafford. You gotta stop him.
Who you
But
going
then Dez, Nolan, does Del Barton have?
Did Dez and Nolan play last
They
week?
played against everybody else too.
I'm trying to fall. I'm going Del Barton.
Oh.
Look, I wrote Del Barton wins down here, so I guess that's what.
It's God.
It's Del Barton. I mean, I don't.
That'll be
So
what
I'll
they
tell you
call
why
it.
I think it's Del Barton. Ryan Trafford is a big part of what they do, right? Not because I like Ryan, but because the numbers say he is, right? Ryan Trafford is a big part of what they do. DePaul has struggled on defense to stop running games. Like DePaul scores with the best of them. They struggle to stop running games.
Yeah.
So now you have this big line with this running back, right? And then you really do have a capable quarterback. One of them receivers, they got a few. I'm not disrespecting the other, but they got their star receiver too, who they move around. And although I think DePaul do have some DBs that can stick with that, but the problem is, by the time they get done taking you to Pound Town, you gonna be cheating up.
Yeah, you so
and
sleep.
it's trouble. You drunk.
You trying to get some plays, please.
So
I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I do think that DePaul will be able to
Let's
score.
see what Del Barton's giving up. You said high scoring? Let's see what they gave up. If they given
Uh,
up. So this is Del Barton. What they giving up? They gave up 13 to St. Anthony's, 17 Malvern, 20 to St. Peter's, 7 to Clifton, 0 to PC, 6 to Pope.
Yeah, but then you have Des Jones. He didn't play anybody. They didn't play anybody. Maybe
They
KJ.
absolutely about to
Maybe
say
KJ.
KJ Duffy. They
Besides for
absolutely did.
KJ, besides for KJ, and they was trying to fit. They were trying to find their footings over there at St. Anthony's that very first game. So I think that I do think that they're going to be able to score. Now I do think Del Barton's going to pull it out because I don't know what's happening over there at DePaul with the defense, but.
I remember a couple years ago, one of the guys at Bergen, they got mad upset that I said Del Barton was getting for real.
Oh yeah, this was that year when they didn't get to play Del Barton.
It was COVID. That was,
Yeah,
that's the girl
Del
number one
Barton.
team
They
in
had
the
that.
state.
Yeah,
Cole,
yeah.
They had Cole Freeman.
Well,
Who we
we
got
all
next?
going Del Barton. Now,
Yeah.
Pope is on a win week because they supposed to play Hudson Catholic.
Shout out to Pope. You move
And then
up.
I guess if we go on to, we talked about Bosco PC. Then we'll talk about our short conference. So
No,
Donovan.
we didn't get to.
Oh, again.
Who did we miss?
We didn't get.
Oh, Joe's Seton Hall prep. My bad. Sorry guys.
Ooh.
And then we can talk about our game of the week.
Right. Okay. So Nas, start it off. We're gonna go.
Joe's about to kick up. They're going to go crazy. Because you know why they upset? They angry.
Well,
They might want to show a lot of people what they got. And then, no knock on Seton Hall. I like Seton Hall. Seton Hall like my calm guys because they don't talk too much. You know what I mean? Like them. So you don't really want to hit them like that. But Seton Hall, man, you right there. You was like, oh, you got your little inner tube patch. You patched that boat up. You knew something was going on. You felt a little breeze. You put it on. So when the ship starts sinking, you hop to your little canoe.
What?
Right down there in the canoe. See how prep is in the canoe. But on the real for them is
so they ain't dead.
no.
They like you.
The problem
Sharks
is,
all around you.
I'm looking, I see the canoe come in, and I'm like, oh yeah.
The sharks, they lighting flares and everything help us.
So they fighting for life is what he said.
But the difference is that they have a future. It's just that they're young, they transition into another group. So I understand what that type of thing is. But some of these guys, it's it for them. Believe it or not.
What you thinking, Tris?
I'm going Joe's. I also feel like, they're coming off of
They're gonna be
the loss.
angry.
They're gonna be now they're gonna hurt not having Will Barbari. They're gonna have to make that adjustment quick.
Is he coming back at all?
Nah.
Not that I know of.
Done.
As of right now.
Done.
So they're gonna have to make that adjustment.
And I'm sorry, I
quick.
don't want to say done like I'm
that,
saying like
yeah.
insensitive to him. I'm saying done for Joe's. Like it's a bad hit for Joe's.
Gotcha.
I definitely don't want to come off as I'm being inconsiderate to the
Yeah.
kid, man, because the kid is a great player.
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
I send my heart out to him. But when I said done, I'm saying like done, like that could hurt their season.
I got
Yeah.
you.
That's
got
what
you.
I'm saying.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you clarified that.
So I do see that as something that they're gonna have to make the adjustment with. But again, I think that Joe's is great enough to be the number one team. So if Seton Hall, we dropped them off the list. So that should explain it right there. They in the canoe.
Well, they got to be back on the list now that we done sniffed out what was really happening with the
So we dropping DePaul off the list.
I mean, I don't.
They didn't play
they play
the
Are
Paul.
they on the schedule? Because
They gotta play, dog.
They might
They
come
don't
next.
play.
Do they not play?
Because Seton Hall play St. Peter's after this, and then it's the playoffs.
okay, because bro,
Wow, that's who DePaul should have been playing out here messing with them people. Like y'all big wigs, man. Shout out to my Marlon Bright too, man. You know,
yeah,
hey,
definitely
love
Marlon
you,
Bright,
Bright.
Good Buck, big
Yeah.
man, Marlon Bright, yeah. But
So who you going with?
so it's hard for me to imagine Joe's being that off kilter to where Seton Hall Prep can beat him, but I am concerned. I'm concerned for the reasons that you said. Also, a bad loss can do two things for you. It can make you angry or it can destroy you within. And I don't know the character of those kids in this particular bunch. So with that being said, that's the reason why it's just like, I just want to. That's the reason why I want to say like I don't know, right? But I just feel like no matter what they got, they just have a little.
Even with your man being out, I feel like Joe's gonna score too much, and then eventually stop. Let's say if it becomes to one of those games,
Right.
Joe's have too much for them to stop. McLean, Big McLean is only one, right? Little McLean still growing, so he might
Seton
get.
Prep got a really good linebacker.
Yeah, I mean,
Peralta.
yeah, but you got train running, man. Sorry, Travolta.
So yeah, I mean, I like he said, I just think that Joe's, this is their bunch. Seton Hall Prep's bunch is a little younger. This is their bunch, and because it's their bunch, they have a lot that they can throw at you. But again, I definitely want to say, like, if something did go wrong, do not discount how a deflating loss can destroy a weak-minded team. So if that's what happened, that's what it is.
So I'm going to feed off of that and just say shows and Bergen and all the teams, honestly, like mental strength, right, is a very big part of the game. You have to have a certain mindset. You don't need anyone to validate you. We up here, we talk numbers, we saying what we saying. You got other sites saying what they say. You need to validate yourself. And as long as you look in the mirror and you say, like, today's a new day, I show up how I show up, that's all that matters. So y'all bond together, you become your brotherhood. Don't point fingers, don't do this. You just come together and you win your game. Run it up now. Now it's time to show everybody, shut them up.
Let's go.
So who you got?
Hey, yo, so look, shout out to this, man. It's senior night. It's senior night. It's crazy that this time go by so fast, man. And I just want to send a big shout out to my son, Nasir Gaines Jr.
Oh wow, that's crazy!
Yeah, it's senior night Friday,
How fast
man.
that came!
Wow.
Friday, man.
Yeah,
so,
man. Also,
Who do
man,
you
shout
play?
out to your other son, man. Congratulations on getting that 4th star.
Amari, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Congratulations on that. Not that I'm trying to sit here and act like stars is everything, but what is everything is when you work for something and you get it, right? So I can care less about the star. It's more so just putting in work and having that work rewarded, So shout out to you for that.
Appreciate it, man. Senior night Friday. Let's go.
Okay. Who do you have?
I said that. I said I had Joe.
Joe's?
I'm
Okay,
just
let's
saying
make
that
sure I write
if
down
something
right.
went wrong,
Okay.
that would be the reason.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So really quick on the short conference before we wrap it up.
Oh,
Yeah, we have to
Yeah.
go.
event.
Yes. So
Game of the week.
the game of the week is going to be Red Bank Catholic versus Tom River North.
Is it time for a public school to take down one of the big
Not
ones?
at all.
time?
I don't see it happening. Tom's River North didn't beat Donovan Catholic. Do I need to remind you?
Neither
of
did
that?
Red Bank Catholic.
They didn't. Did they play?
That's my point exactly. Like, you acting like they had a common opponent.
Well, I'm going off of the fact that whoever said that Tom's River North can beat the private.
I said that.
And
I said
somebody
that.
else. The
Jersey Sports though.
Yeah.
You get a lot of these guys that just
Yeah, so
I said somebody
no,
else. It wasn't
I don't
Tom
think
Brady.
I don't see it happening.
Tom
So
Brady. Good.
this is our game of the week. This
Yeah.
is our game of the week. Let us know in the comments.
And the
Short
undercard is Del
conference.
Barton.
And the
and
undercard
DePaul.
is
We're
DePaul
gonna be
and
tuned
Del
in, locked
Barton.
in. Don't let us find out you dumpster diving, bro.
Dumpster diving.
Red Bank Catholic. You're on the clock. Let's go. I'm going Red Bank Catholic. Who you got?
I go RBC, man.
What? Okay.
I'm going with RBC, but I'm gonna tell you, I wouldn't mind an upset because I just want something juicy to talk
Me too.
about. Then we can get off the pole. You know how they say, like, when you get caught in scandal, you need another scandal to happen so they move off you.
Yeah.
Well, this is the scandal y'all need to happen to put us on Red Bank Catholic. Plus, y'all got to see them down the road, so y'all need them to kind of see their own blood too.
Yeah. So, and then we don't want to forget St. Thomas Aquinas. We added them to the top 10. They won last week 49-0 versus North Plainfield. I don't know who they're playing this week, but good luck to you guys. They're still undefeated. They're one of the teams that are still undefeated.
Yeah. Plainfield?
No, St. Thomas Aquinas.
St. Thomas Aquinas.
Caldwell still undefeated.
Yeah. Shout out to Caldwell. Shout out to Plainfield too. They've been balling too.
Weekway is undefeated.
Weekway.
Okay.
But St. Thomas Aquinas. All right, now people out here thinking that they could beat some of the dumpster divers.
Well, that's what I would love to see. Honestly, well,
They should just play them.
wait, because
They should have
we
a
gotta
dumpster
figure out the
divers
rule.
bowl.
Because what I heard was previously, St. Thomas Aquinas would play the Publix, and then they would come around the playoffs.
Nah, they'll clap those
and they
guys. Though.
lose.
I think they'll beat them guys.
You think DePaul beat them?
No, I'm saying I'm thinking St. Thomas Aquinas.
It's gonna beat
A
beat
knockoff.
DePaul?
I'm talking about the dumpster divers. Whoever is under there diving in the dumpster. I think no. I'm gonna stop playing. I'm playing.
The wins from the dumpster divers is from teams like that. Yeah.
I don't know. It might be a good game with St. Thomas Aquinas and Paramus
you want me to
Catholic.
give you another stat that's interesting?
Go ahead.
You know the Cleveland Heights team that Paramus Catholic beat?
They
As of last week, they was only 8-1. The one loss was to Paramus Catholic. So if you're looking at records,
I mean, the Big North is just another level.
they got the. I'm with you, man.
So
that was our episode on
that's
Keep It
our
a Buck.
episode of Keep
Yo.
It a Bucks.
peace.
Peace.